Oh, there it is. Okay, I needed this right here. Remember I was telling you about the little thing that you get? Okay. Yeah, I'm teaching myself how to do it. I'm like, hi squad, John. Oh, Brown Diamond, Pamela Shimmy. Okay, I see
Hey
y'all.
y'all, hello.
I ain't gonna say your your whole government name. Josh is still sick. You see y'all down in the cut. Show your little hand, Joe.
Hey y'all.
That is a shame. Okay,
No, I should not be out.
Why are you out? Why are you here?
I'm out because I have to sit in the house. If I felt like the club, I'd go out. Somebody just texted and said they at the damn club. Blue Flame.
Well, where's my tip go? Oh. So we were Josh just happened to be here while I got my preview copy of The Housewives. And so we were sitting here watching it as I recover from cramps. I'm so crazy. And yeah, it's a lot went on this week. And hold on. You were okay, you were kidding, Bridget? Okay. So I can call you by your government name. The first and foremost, it seemed like this season is getting a little bit better. Do we want to start with the Housewives, or we want to start by the other stuff we was talking about?
We can start with Housewives since it's fresh in our minds, and it's got our mind to thinking.
Okay, go ahead. I'm listening. Wait a minute. I want to show like a little clip, so if I can just.
She's gonna show you guys a clip, and then we'll go in, just lightly.
I'm trying to think of who I would like to, what part of the clip I would like to show.
Why is my aunt up this late?
Your aunt up. Why won't let me do this? Hold on. Hold on, y'all. I'm still.
Oh, 1 second, y'all. We're trying to give y'all a sneak peek.
And I gotta line up the video and stuff, and make sure I'm not giving too much. That's all. And it's right there. Where is the Google Hangout shit? Oh God, this stuff is so confusing. I feel like such an idiot when I do this. Okay. So I'm going to go to.
We need to be that big computer up there anyway, in the office.
We sure do, but the big one doesn't have a web camera on it. So this week, you know, the episode is type Tea is of the essence, and the bulk of it is about Candy's.
You know, the cover of a historical pamphlet.
Yeah. How do I get to?
I like X Magazine actually.
Okay, there it is right there. Okay, here it is right here. So I'm not gonna show y'all all that. 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 I'm just gonna show y'all this.
Thank you for letting the cat out the bag, Don Juan. Let me start out by just saying that thank you so much to everybody in this room. I truly appreciate it. I truly do. But you know what? Those who have taken me places where I didn't want to go, I still appreciate you because you have helped me to elevate even higher. So, thanks.
Okay. Yeah, I know we try not to give away too much. I just want to give you a little bit here, a little bit there. So for the bulk of, we should have showed the part about, let's start with Kim and Porsha. Okay.
We got to be able to see them. What y'all saying?
We can't see it. There they are. There they are right there. Right. What the heck was Kim crying for? Yeah. Roll your eyes at Kim. So first and foremost, Kim, is in this episode, starting with Porsha, and they started talking about like, you know, the events that happened last week in the elephant room, and no, it wasn't the elephant
They
room.
start talking about the Houston trip. Of course, Porsha's on this new vegan
Oh my God,
diet.
I'm so all over the place. But yeah, Porsha starts talking. Porsha invites Kim over. I know you may have already seen the clip when she was cooking vegan food. She had a chef over and they were cooking, and Kim came over to eat, and so they were just going back and forth. And she was telling her how Kenya went off on everyone. And of course, you know, Kim threw her little shade about Kenya being unstable and all of that. So you know, Kim is such a non-factor when it comes to the show that I barely want to talk about her. But I kind of halfway like Porsha, but I'm just mad that Porsha has been forced to film with Kim because, again, nobody was really dealing with her. Like even the little clip that I showed you of Candy's Essence party, Porsha was there, but she was sitting on the sidelines, and you know nobody was really talking to her. She tried to hug Candy, and Candy kind of dismissed her. That's the part I wanted to show that I kind of skipped over. Where is it? It was right here. Hold on. We can show this part. And it is so confusing having all these different windows. We need to get this together. But I like the fact that we can screen share because that gives us a little bit more to talk about. There it is.
Congratulations. Thank you. Congratulations. Look at you. I'm proud of you, girl. Girl, we got Diana Ross in the building, honey. I mean, this girl, she is still upset, but I'm going to keep on speaking and keep on hugging, and maybe one day she'll hug her sister back. Yeah, and thank you for inviting me. I definitely wanted to come and show you support. I'm really proud of you. I appreciate that. Yeah, of course.
Tonight, I'm not trying to set boundaries for Porsha. I'll just put boundaries around me, and I don't want her to cross that.
Yeah, about that. You wish Andy would recognize Kim's non-factorness. We all wish that everyone. I think though the catch-22 when it comes to Kim is that
Joyce might roast her.
Joyce is going to roast her. You can't stand Candy. I think Candy is just doing what Candy does. She's holding a grudge, and that's what happens. But when it comes to Kim being there, I feel like the more we get mad about her being there, the more they're going to leave her there because nobody stopped watching. You know, it's not like we're going to boycott and not watch the show. Most people will continue to watch and just complain more. And that's a good thing. The same thing happened when Kenya was going through her antagonistic phase and nobody could stand her. And it was kind of a good thing because it increased viewership. Mm-hmm. And sadly, it seems like that's what's happening with
Kim.
With Kim. Yeah, it's about ratings. It's all about ratings. So as much as we hate her, it's like in their eyes, it's like we love to hate her. But I don't see it that way. I see her as just being a terrible person. But I do. I really do. I feel like, okay, I'm believing Kenya's marriage, but there's a scene in this week's episode where Kenya is buying exercise equipment for her husband in order to get him to want to spend more time in Atlanta. So, you know, that's interesting because it's like, I don't know what to think about Kenya. If her marriage is real, which still no one has seen a marriage license, a marriage certificate or anything, but let's give her the benefit of that. if her marriage is real, I feel like it's only real because she found someone who was willing to contractually be in a relationship with her for this show.
They said, is Candy really rich? 35 million. Yeah, right. Thank Don.
Done one, start done none.
The rumor calls Forbes what have been told of us, her wealth.
Yeah. He does have a successful restaurant. And so she was saying, she made a point of saying that there was that he had a house and they were splitting their time between New York and Atlanta. So it was kind of, what are we gonna do now? And that's what I gathered from the show. Like, I don't think she would leave of her own free will, but I mean, it's just, I don't know.
Stranger things has happened, but I don't think Kenya's gonna leave on her own free will unless his restaurant is bringing in the kind of money it really can support her. But even if once that marriage is over, I mean, what is she gonna do for a living?
Yes, it's live. It's live. We live. I'm sorry, we live. I know we look a mess. It's late. I should be in the bed. Josh over here. I don't want him to be here. It's just a lot. So we just got caught up when I got the episode and he was still here and we just decided to watch it and then we just decided to go live because I was still up. And she's going to leave the show. And it kind of feels that way. It really does feel that way, that she may leave to move to New York and be with him full time. And then, her whole life will go to shit and then she'll be back. I mean, I don't know. Like, I do know that throughout the episode, throughout the season, that producers were really pissed off at her for, lying about the situation. So I'm just interested in seeing how it plays out because you never know, like, how they're going to edit it and what she's going to be edited to look like. From what I gathered throughout every scene, like, Kenya has been really reserved. Like, she's really trying to change her image this season to be like a nicer, wholesome, married lady. And it gives me that it's all calculated. Like, every scene she's in now, she's talking about her husband. I got to buy this for my husband. I got to do this for my husband. My husband said this, and we haven't even met this husband. We ain't seen him. Well, we have outside of the show, but for the people who don't read the blogs and, scroll Instagram every day, it's like, who would know that? So I don't know. I was really thinking that her marriage was fake in the beginning, and I still kind of feel like it's questionable. But again, as I've said before, like, when I saw them this summer, I was kind of like, okay, it's no cameras around. Maybe they was, out of town together to discuss the arrangements of their relationship, whatever that may be. But, it isn't what it is. The most exciting thing that happened, and this is a spoiler alert, so for those who don't want to know, like, close your ears or log off, whatever. But the most exciting thing about this episode was the Will situation, Will and Cynthia. Peter came. He kind of like dipped in and dipped out. It wasn't like like the rumor that was going around. And I had heard the same rumor that Peter had got into it with Will or had words with Will. But in all actuality, it was everybody else that had words with Will. And if Peter did have words with Will, which could have happened.
And they just cut it out.
And they cut it out. Because if you notice, Will got loud. Right. And somebody pulled him. It looked like Greg pulled him away.
Yeah.
So at the
there's some editing.
There was a lot of editing in that scene with Will, and you could tell he got really upset in real life when Eva spilled the tea about him having a girlfriend, because they showed him in a very bad light. They showed him 3 different times saying, like, the first time Cynthia asked him how long had he been single, and he said 2.5 years. Then they showed another clip when he was talking to Kenya, right. And he said he had been single for 7 months, at least 7. Was it 7 months? He said
2 years.
Yeah, 2 years. And then he said something about 7 months. And then Kenya was like, no, that picture wasn't 7 months from 7 months ago. It was from 2 months ago. And so it was like just a whole bunch of different stories he was giving. And he started stuttering and his voice went high. It was just interesting to see him put on the hot seat and how he handled it. he did. You could tell he consciously was trying to pull back because when whatever footage they're getting, they can use it against you, good, bad, or indifferent. So it's interesting to see how people play with the cameras. And so he did. You could tell he kind of like, okay, I can't argue this point right now. And he was stuttering, and he was like, I'm just trying to be the man. I'm just trying to be a gentleman that she knows I could be. And it just didn't make sense. You know what I mean? So when y'all see it, you'll see what I'm talking about. But you think Deion Sanders' ex-wife pull out? She would be a nice fit. I guess maybe. But I doubt if Deion would allow it. I mean, I know they're divorced or whatever, but they got a lot of drama.
Well, I was crazy in real life.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm ready to give you my theory.
Eva's storyline so far, I mean, like, because she's a friend, I don't think she really has a storyline. Like, her entry into the show was basically through Nene, like, they're friends, and you could tell that was edited too. Like, the scene where they are introducing Eva was basically filmed early in the summer, and then her participation in Candy's Essence party was later. So
I'm gonna tell you my theory.
Okay,
I think when Nene met with Eva, I think Nene went back and told Cynthia the conversation her and Eva had at that dinner.
Uh-huh.
And I think Cynthia knew that it was gonna come up at Candy's thing, and that's why she asked him at that bar, well, when was the last relationship you were in and stuff like that? Because she could have asked him at that shit at her house, and she was at her house really not really caring whether he was dating someone or not. She got like, I'm really the one that don't want to be serious with you and stuff like that. So I think it's for all ratings to make Cynthia's story look more compelling and serious. Cynthia done had a lot more hair raising situations happened with her and Peter. She never took her shoes off and was crying. And
that crying
is
and see, we're spoiling it at this point. I don't want to like spoil the whole thing.
Well, that's just like, I just think it's fake is what I'm saying. I'm gonna leave it at that. I think it's all fake. I think Cynthia's doing her best acting.
Okay.
And I think it's all fake. She learned out of the book of Kenya of fake crying and faking this relationship. And I think she learned from Nene how to try to act like she's divorced from Peter. There's no way she
learned from Nene.
Right. There's no way she came into Peter came into Atlanta with his big mouth.
I agree with that.
We knew he was in Atlanta.
I know.
And she's gonna sit there and act like, oh, I saw Peter. I didn't get to speak to him. I was looking for Peter. And this leather dress and this damn turtleneck sweater in 4th of July. It was July when that damn thing happened.
No, it wasn't.
It was hot, Michelle. Because we were at
it was hot, but it was like October.
And is it not hot in damn?
Yes, it's hot in October in Atlanta.
A husband line and a leather skirt. No, you can't believe no husband line and a leather skirt.
Oh my God. I want to show y'all a little clip of that, but I want like, again, spoiler alert. So if y'all don't want to see it, log off now. I just want to show, I'm going to show a little piece of it. I ain't going to show it all. I'm just going to show the little piece.
And
trying to figure out which piece.
Shirley Temple wig ain't working in these confessionals.
Which Shirley Temple wig?
Shirley Temple wig that Cynthia's wearing. This blonde curls.
Okay, hold on. I'm starting right here. Where should I start? Right here?
You know what? Start.
When Eva come out or before or after?
Let's see. I say you should do it after when Cynthia's telling everybody she won't know this information. So we don't spoil it. We're going to show y'all the aftermath. Because he wanted, can I get a drink? Am I allowed to go back in there and get a drink?
Yeah, his voice was quivering a bit. Hold on.
Light skin men can't stand in pressure now. Peter been cussing and chilling.
Okay, I'll just start right here. And I'm not going to give you like
1 second.
No.
I wouldn't give my second of it.
Why?
Because I don't want to spoil it for him.
This is our channel. This is my channel. Why? Hold on. Let me go to the control room. This crap is annoying that I have to switch through all of these different windows.
Avenues.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Go here. Share. I gotta play it.
Around my child. So how can you even say that?
I don't know this woman.
My point exactly. So if you spoke to me first, and this is what's pissing me off.
No, you should wait. Hold on 1 second. Now, you should be getting pissed off with a woman, and I don't believe that Eva's lying. Eva saw what she saw. She would never just make up a lie. it's no reason for him to just start like going in on Eva. I'm not sure that he is who he says he is.
I really wish you would have spoke to me first, and you would have had a different answer because everything was perfect with us until this came along. And I think that hurt me because the perfect gentleman that I was to her, thank you. You showed me that I have to be more better at other things.
That's when he was stuttering.
I'm confused and overwhelmed. I mean, I've known Will for a couple of months now, and I assume
That's
that
the wig that ain't right.
So yeah,
What y'all got to say about that?
I don't know. He's taking to spoil it. I'm not gonna spoil it. Oh,
You want Cynthia relationship to be real so bad?
He's coming straight out of a comic book. No, but he was stuttering. He didn't know what to say. He was like, let me I need to be the man. I mean, he went into straight Sheree mode.
Yeah.
Like
the misappropriation of funds. I have some issues with some contractors. Sheree, girl, give it up. Tyrone money got stopped because the feds.
The 90s ballerina.
I feel who got the 90s ballerina?
I guess they talk about Nene with the gray on, maybe. I don't know.
Seems to be acting
Looking
stupid.
like an ice skater, y'all so wrong.
Who's like an ice skater?
It wasn't in the script exactly. It's just okay. So, I already talked about what I knew. You know what I'm saying? And so I just like to see it all play out and see what's gonna happen.
Hey, it's about Married to Medicine. What about Married to Medicine?
About Dr. Simone divorcing Cecil.
I think Friday. Something went down Friday. I didn't watch it. I don't watch it.
Yeah, I didn't watch it either. I don't watch Married to Medicine. I'm sorry, I don't, because some of the characters annoy me to no end. So I just talk about it after.
Oh, the people said, I said a long time ago, let's trade Cynthia for Noelle. Y'all so shady.
Y'all are. Hey, Lanina. They pulled Walter on Will pretty much. Well, Walter was kind of different because with Walter, Kenya was trying to pretend like they was
acting a straight fool.
Oh, Lord, let me go watch it. I'm about to go watch it. Can we talk about Cairo for a second? Sure. Why is he so vacant and stiff? I think Cairo he was a shy kid growing up. And I think he's probably not that comfortable in front of television cameras. Honestly, I think that's what it is.
Because he's like a dad in person.
Yeah.
He's very charismatic. Very nice. Funny.
Mm-hmm. He's a funny guy. Quad does annoy me. That's not a secret. Okay, the questions are open. Since we have so many questions, let's go ahead and open it. We should go on Insta and Periscope at the same damn time, so we can be real messy. What you think? No, not Insta. I meant Periscope. And
YouTube.
And YouTube.
Go to Periscope.
You don't think he's comfortable lying? I just don't think he was ready.
I think he was ready for the spotlight, but he wasn't ready for what comes with the spotlight.
Yeah.
You know there's any black man ain't gonna take you down.
Like, okay, and here's another spoiler. Spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. I'm gonna give y'all 5 seconds to close your ears or, put the sound on mute for a second. Spoiler alert. So the picture that's on my site of Will and his so-called girlfriend when they were quote unquote campaigning with Eva and her fiance. What?
This gonna be good. Tell it.
Tell it?
Yes. Tell it.
Okay, I want to pull it up first. Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up first.
Because basically, Eva was calling him a fraud right then with that, and she was about to go to her phone and pull it up.
I'm about to pull it up. Oh, okay. Here's the post right here. And we're going to talk about this. And I think I could talk about it and have it up at the same time. So I'm going to do this. So straight from the A, right? You can go to it right now. It's straightfromtheA.com. And the title of it is Cynthia Bailey's Boyfriend's Hiding a Girlfriend. I wrote it December 12th, right? So we talked about it. We talked about him being on Steve Harvey's show. And this is the picture of Eva, Michael Sterling, Will, Donna, and their two friends. Well, Will, his girlfriend, and their two friends. And so his caption, I thought I had a caption in there, but I don't. But the caption said that he was campaigning with Eva and Michael Sterling. Okay. Eva spilled the tea that she never saw him before this day. She never saw him after this day. And in fact, they weren't campaigning. They had actually hung out together at a cigar bar that their mutual friend owned. So they weren't even campaigning with them. So it wasn't like, so he my thing is, when we talk about people who are an opportunist, social climber, that type of thing, Instagram flexing, he had posted it as one of those Instagram flexing type things. Look, I'm campaigning for Michael Sterling. So after Eva spilled the tea about his girlfriend, one of the first things he said was,
I ain't voting for him.
one of the first things he said, let's wait till the camera comes back. Okay, one of the first things he said was, I ain't voting for Michael Sterling. I know one thing, I ain't voting for Michael Sterling. So it was just funny. It was just a funny situation.
It was funny, a petty moment.
So it was kind of petty. But if you want to read that, it's on the site. And that's the young lady that he was with. And apparently, Cynthia seems okay with it. But she has to be. And I feel like, again, that was her way of being seen as stupid, which, you know, everybody's been saying she's stupid, he dating somebody else. So it was another scene, spoiler alert, that Cynthia tried to tell Will, look, you know, I just got out of marriage, I don't want to, you know, be serious or whatever. And he was like, okay, we cool, you know, we could just date, I like you, you like me, we could just date. So the issue that one's going to have after the fact is, if y'all are okay just dating, and, you know, you just got out of marriage, you're saying you don't want to be in a committed relationship, why do you care? I mean, if he's dating other women. But her logic was, I don't mind. I know I said I just wanted to date, but, you know, I don't want to just date you if you have a girlfriend.
Right.
But he may not actually have a girlfriend per se. He may just have a lot of girls.
He dumped the ones he goes get on Housewives.
So I don't know.
I think they made him look bad, but I don't know if he cares as long as he got attention. You think he really cares?
I think he might care a little bit. You said Cynthia needs to audition for Growing Up.
I hate y'all.
Hilarious. Oh, look, we're so messy. But yeah, that was one of the things that we talked about. I really need to take a little bit more detailed notes because I literally just watched the episode 5 minutes before we logged in.
Let's say you're right.
Oh shit! What
was funny was Todd throwing shade at Porsha and Kim.
What did he say about that?
You remember he was like, "I'm proud of my wife. See, she even see Kim even Porsha's here."
What are y'all talking about? I'm sorry, I just now seen the comments. I'm trying to read the comments. This is the man Cynthia has set herself up to be with for the rest of the season. Pretty much. And again, Peter tipped in and tipped out. Whatever he said on screen was edited out. You could tell something was edited. Even the clip that I showed you, if you saw how when Will got loud, you saw Greg step in and seem to pull him out. And again, the entire scene was pretty much set up because all the ladies was out there. Everybody was like waiting for his reaction. So I know he felt kind of crazy. So yeah, it was pretty interesting. So
they took the attention away from the Essence thing, and the party was really outside.
Yeah, it really was.
Let's speak on Sheree's wardrobe this season.
People really got mad at me for saying that Sheree's wardrobe has really went down. I said it in my last recap. I'm like, I don't know what's going on with her wardrobe budget, but Sheree is like always in sweats and sneakers. And so I noticed it. And a lot of people have noticed it throughout this whole season. So again, like tomorrow
Everybody was
night,
dressed up.
everyone was dressed to the nines. You know what I mean? Like just with like flowy dresses and sequins, and Shamia was looking like Diana Ross with the big hair.
Everybody was glamorous.
Everybody was glamorous. And Sheree walks in with jeans and a shirt. So it's like, okay. And y'all may have seen the pictures on the site as well. Because remember?
Yeah, you posted.
Yeah, I posted them. You said she had to say to pay the contract. You may have.
Yeah, Sheree's wardrobe is horrible this season.
You may have a point.
Maybe she gained weight and she can't fit any of her clothes.
Like me.
I don't know, but something got to give. But if you know you're about to be filming for a couple of months, you should be able to scrounge up some clothes. But I guess she don't burn so many bridges, ain't nobody letting her get none. Hell, she could get some shit from Fashion Nova and throw some stuff on.
Why you clouded Fashion Nova? I like Fashion Nova.
I know, but she ain't got no money right now, Sheree. Sheree's fashion come for Dog and Nini's fashion. Well, shit, that was funny.
Why you feel bad, Diamond? I feel like once you know what broke feels like, you don't want to be that again. So if she knows now that her spending was extravagant the first time around, maybe she's just smarter with her money. Maybe she just decided, I'm not spending money on stylists and hair.
We know Sheree.
I just wear ponytails and braids the whole season.
We know Sheree. Sheree would love to be glammed if she could be glammed.
I just think, sometimes you grow up. I mean, she has grown kids now. She has, different priorities. I don't think that, it's...
She'll be dressed to nines for reunion, because don't they pay for their reunion clothes?
Do they pay for their
reunion? I think so.
I don't know. She's always been a typical faking it till you make it. Hell, most of Atlanta is. A lot of Atlanta is.
The Party City wigs.
Oh, God, those blonde wigs need to be thrown in the trash. I don't know what's going on with her. Yeah, I get uncomfortable with Kim, too. But the preview for next week, and, I didn't skip all over this week, but the preview next week shows, Marlo saying something to her that makes her uncomfortable about being a racist.
Right. That's so funny. Marlo always say the shit everybody else around there thinking, and they gas Marlo up to make her scene and say it. I think it's funny. You get your dog. Yeah, Marlo is gonna say something next season. Next episode is gonna be funny.
It started raining
again.
It's getting cold too. You love Marlo. Yeah, she all right. She all right. She makes for good TV, I guess.
Yeah, she makes for good TV.
I like Marlo better than I like Kim, that's for sure.
They could take Sheree off and give Marlo.
You think so?
Hell yeah. Marlo would be way more interested in Kim.
Maybe.
Because a lot of people would love to get into Marlo dating life. Nobody gives a shit about who Kim dating. Well, I mean, Sheree.
You think Marlo would show her dating life?
I think she would to get a six-figure check. She would. Whether it's real or fake, at least she'll make it look amusing.
I don't know if she would.
I think she would.
My other earrings.
I think she would. I think Sheree would do anything. I mean, Marlo would do anything.
But Sheree in this prison situation is getting. I don't think she has anything else to talk about either.
If nothing else, Marlo would keep some shit going.
That's true.
Because she started a conversation about Kenya marriage at Nene house.
Marlo smoked Marlboros. Marlo smoked Newports. Does Marlo smoke in real life because her voice gives me slight Newport tease? I've never seen her smoke. She probably smoked hookah like we all do.
Screen time to everyone else this season. Some head that Zach Bravo loves her. I don't know if Porsha get a lot of screen time as she would normally get. You think? She's
been on every episode.
Well, she has.
And so is Sheree. And probably because they're both the lowest on the totem pole.
Or they're the
So
lowest paid. They can afford them every episode.
That's true.
You can't afford a Nene every single episode.
That's true.
You can afford Cynthia every episode.
I didn't think. Sheree. Last season, Sheree was close to being a fan favorite simply because her relationship with Bob made everyone want to see what was going to happen. You know what I'm saying? But then when people realized that it was fake too, it's like they kind of tuned out. When they talked about, Chateau Sheree, she was building a house for damn near 10 years. It's really nothing else to talk about.
Right.
Even, her living there or not living there, which she really doesn't. It's like a moot point at this point. And I feel like, because their platform is bigger than the blogs or whatever, they want it to appear that she's living there and she goes along with it or whatever. But Bravo probably owned that house at this point. Bravo probably furnished it, and all the furniture is going back as soon as filming is over. But it's, Porsha is what makes that ship go. You think so?
Hell no.
I don't
Porsha
think
is boring this season. She's been bored every season one.
Porsha has a likability factor because she's the youngest and the dumbest. But
youngest, dumbest, and she'll just film for anybody.
Yeah. That her confessional though, when she was saying, I hope that I'm gonna keep hugging her until maybe one day she hugs back. Yeah.
Porsha not as dumb as we think she is when it comes to work in the media.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Hell, she's smarter than all the rest of them. She kept her job and Phaedra didn't.
Yeah, she flipped it on Phaedra.
She flipped it on Phaedra, and she flipped it on everybody else to start feeling sorry for her.
She totally flipped it on Phaedra.
Right. So Porsha ain't dumb. She's very smart enough to keep her a 7-figure job.
What about Mon'nique?
Mon'nique
should be a housewife.
Oh my gosh, she'd be a great housewife. You can even get rid of 3 housewives.
Look, she had burned no bridges at Bravo.
Let me tell you something. That damn Mon'nique will be the best. And then you know what? If you bring the old Kenya back, her and Kenya get into it because Kenya thinks she was this actress, and Mon'nique don't got an Oscar. It would be fucking the best TV ever. Because Mon'nique did a little reality TV for a little while. She did Charm School, and she was getting in people's face, and she was cussing people out. Mon'nique would be the best housewife ever. Her and Nene would get into it.
Yeah, she's not their brand. She don't wear cute clothes. She ain't got no good weave.
But she would. I would give her some clothes.
I would get us a lace
I would pay for her hairdo. But Mon'nique to be on that damn TV screen being as arrogant as she is and talk about what she will and won't do.
And her Oscars. She'll film in her
right,
Oscars.
And then
in her Oscar room.
Her husband is a queen. He be reading everybody. He would getting everybody together. Oh, absolutely. Be the best.
Not a queen. No, he's not a queen. I hate you. You tired of them? Look,
it's
Lenina.
Entertaining. Mon'nique is getting what she wants, and she got out her name in our mouth.
She really
Mon'nique
is.
a smart
exactly
lady because she's quiet when she wants to be quiet. Mon'nique would be great for that show.
And this Jawn Murray situation, I just posted the video. It's on this channel as well. The Jawn Murray situation that he responded to Mon'nique, and he spilled the tea about a letter he had from Will Packer, who was the producer of Almost Christmas, who claimed that Mon'nique's husband tried to go over his head to the network and complain and to get her more money. They tried to use reverse racism by saying there were too many white workers on the set and not enough black workers. It was all kind of craziness that's been going.
I don't think Sydney has much power as people want to say. Mon'nique runs that show, and he does what he tells her to do.
No.
I think she does.
He does what she tells him to do? No.
You don't think? I think so.
No.
I think so.
No.
I think so.
No.
I don't think he got that much power over her.
Mon'nique
is a straight crazy heifer. Have you ever been and worked out with her this dance studio down here?
No.
Well, who I used to know that used to,
the Dwight guy that do all the bounce.
Yeah, but Terry used to, whatever.
Uh-huh.
So, I used to see her all the time. Mon'nique is a trip, but a fun trip. I don't think Sydney running her when she would tell her to get her pocketbook and stuff like that.
I don't care.
I think Mon'nique is crazy and she run him and everything. Mon'nique's crazy.
So you think that Mon'nique is telling Sydney to go to these people and ask for more money?
Yes, because she know they need it. Sydney, you know, you need to do this. You need to go do that. You need to do that. Like everybody was acting like that.
Mon'nique said she called him daddy because he is raising her.
That's a show, child. That's for clicks and likes. That man ain't raising that big grown crazy.
What y'all
woman.
feel about what Jawn Murray said? Like he kept calling her that husband. Like it's some sexual tension there. So like I just got the feeling that Jawn more know about the husband than he know about Mon'nique. That's why I was like,
I don't think Mon'nique done in the entertainment industry.
I don't feel like she's done either, but she may be done with all them. Like she might have a shot on Bravo.
I think listen, they don't. People in Hollywood, Mon'nique is not the worst of the attitudes that they don't deal with. Vivica K. Fox is not a walk in the park or a peach cobbler to be around or work with. And she ain't got nobody's award, not even BET.
Jawn wasn't low-key messy. He was high-key messy. I mean, all the things that he was saying, he was talking about they talk like they're an old Negro spiritual or something. And they talk about a black exploitation flick and like my brother and my sister and all of that. Like Jawn was really like shading the hell out of Mon'nique. And it was entertaining to watch, but
I didn't think it was entertaining.
Knowing Jawn, I mean, he has his own agenda. Because Mon'nique bringing his name into this situation gives him a little bit more leeway of, talking about it or, going on shows or doing whatever. I mean, Jawn has been around for a minute and I admire him for, his work and the things that he's done.
Everybody keep telling me he's admiring. Has he done? I mean, what has he done? Worked on 2020 CNN? Like, give me something. Not like commentary.
He's
like
on CNN, Wendy. He was on a Trump Joyner show for years. I mean, it doesn't matter. He's a journalist. Like way back in the day, I remember when I had a real job, he used to work with AOL, like not AOL. It might have been Black Voices or something. AOL, like he wrote a column and I used to get that column religiously to my email. It was like it was before, I'm so old. It was before the days of the net or whatever, but everybody had email. But it was like he used to send this long email column that was really great to read. He was a good writer. He talked about all the celebs and stuff. And yeah, he's been doing it for years. So, he has the inside track. He knows a lot of people. And he has been reporting on Mon'nique for a long time. Like he said in his video, he's kept a journal of everything that he has. Like he said, they're crying at Josh. But
here's the thing. Incredible.
You know Jawn from interviews with Corinne. Yeah, I remember that too. Like Jawn's been around. Like
he's been around, but credible journalist.
He's a journalist.
He is a journalist.
He's credible.
But listen, let me say
but
I'm gonna let you say it. I'm gonna say.
And okay, here's the difference between a journalist and a blogger like me. I am a blogger. I have never professed to be a journalist ever. So when you hear me talk about KKK Kim and Shady Sheree and all of that, I'm putting my own feeling into the stories that I write. That is what a blogger does. That is what I do. I am not unbiased, not at all. No way, no how. And really, honestly and truly, most media outlets aren't unbiased either. But most media outlets don't use their platforms for opinion, strictly opinion. And that's what pretty much Jawn did. Like, yeah, he presented facts, but he put all of the shade and all of the muck and mire in his video as well. And you read it. Like, I feel like him, Roland Martin that joined in the tag team, Mon'nique. Like, I really admire Mon'nique, but I don't think, boycotting Netflix is the answer, which I've said on Instagram. But at the same time, I do respect that, it's her right to speak out on, things that she feels is wrong. There is a problem with, gender disparity in the workforce in general, not just in entertainment. So, but Mon'nique's situation isn't for everyone. She's not I don't feel like she's fighting for the whole world. This is not a Me Too movement as far as Me Too, I'm not getting paid what I'm worth. Mon'nique is doing this for Mon'nique. And that, it's my opinion. That is okay. But don't turn it into some type of we all black and we all got to stick together because I didn't get but 500,000 from Netflix. I'm not.
I think
I'm not.
Mon'nique is having this conversation so we can watch her damn podcast and everything else.
But her podcast shit is not even monetized.
Which we talking about her,
We
which
do
is
talk
going
about
to
her.
lead her to something else, even if she do.
Yeah, and Roland Martin at this point, he is a troll, and it's cracking me up because let me read what he said. Hold on, he just logged on the Periscope. Let me see what he's talking about on Periscope, y'all. Hold on.
I don't think Roland Martin's entertaining.
Oh, that ain't him. That's somebody else. I thought he was logging in.
I don't think Roland Martin's entertaining.
Roland came on Twitter today and was throwing so much shade at
But why? When did men, grown ass men with wives and children, start attacking other women?
And that is my issue too about Jawn. I mean, like I said, he is doing his job, you know, talking about pop culture, talking about the situation. Mon'nique brought his name up, okay, but I don't think what Mon'nique said about him, it's her experience. From what I heard her say, and maybe she said more because I didn't listen to the Sway interview in its entirety, but from what I heard her say on the podcast, it was like, Jawn has a vendetta against me. You know, the pen is a mighty thing. Like I said, Jawn has been writing for decades. And so it's like she feels like he has a personal vendetta. He does not like her.
But some journalists do.
Exactly. That's my point. That's what I was saying about bloggers and journalists or whatever. He's not unbiased. He's biased as hell. He's had an experience with her. He's had an experience with her husband, and he's not writing from a place of
facts, just totally facts.
Yeah,
this is just saying this is how I feel about this.
Yeah, because if he didn't feel this way, like you said, this is my last time addressing this, he would not have addressed it at all.
But let me tell you what I've noticed about Jawn, and you can save this and take it wherever you want to take it. When he reports whatever he reports, when it comes to the black community, he has so many negative and catty things to say. But when he's sitting on these Wendy Williams show and he's talking about these white actors and stuff, like he says that stuff with so much lightheartedness and fluffiness and all that stuff, I feel like
it is a bit problematic.
I think he shows out for the people.
My only problem with Jawn this time was that he just kept talking about, you know, she sounded like a slave and, you know, all of that stuff. And that just showed to me a little bit of self-hate. But again, you know,
I think that's what it
there's
is.
a lot of that in the black community that has nothing
to try to fit in with Hollywood. He keeps talking about he's working at Hollywood. What are you doing in Hollywood?
Yeah, he clearly doesn't like Mon'nique's husband. That's a given. Because, I mean, every other word, that husband. Talk about that husband. You know, it was just like, okay. I can't even find Roland Martin. Did he block me? Did I get blocked? I probably got blocked knowing me. I didn't say nothing to him, no. Roland, how you spell that man name? I really wanted to pull up this tweet.
It probably got canceled when this show on TV One got canceled.
What is his name? It's not Roland Martin.
Go down there. Go down. Go again.
Wait a minute. Let me go something else. Hold on. Okay, there's Neil in his mentions. Okay, there he is. It was Roland S. Martin. Okay. He blocked you, Missy. What you say to Roland Martin, honey? He said earlier, dang, he tweets a lot. He said, now I can't find it. Oh my God, he tweets a whole lot. He tweets the same crap over and over again. I'm the same way though.
I can't tell you the last time I tweeted.
Where is it? Hold on. I'm sorry. Let me open prayer. He said, maybe he deleted it. Because I'm in the 26. Maybe he deleted it.
Roland Martin ain't with it. I don't really know her.
But he was saying something to the fact of he wanted Mon'nique to respond to all of Jawn's assessments of about her being, you know, a reverse racist and you know, burning bridges and everything. And I wanted to say it the way he said it, but I can't find it. That sucks. I don't really know her like that, but he doesn't let people. You was done with Roland when he tried to say black women would have okay.
But
I was okay. I had an issue with Roland Martin when he was so on the sorority sisters train of blocking the show when I had seen most of the show, and I know protecting the black Greek legacy is important, but I don't feel like sorority sisters was that damaging. But I totally understand if the actual Greek organizations were upset about it and everything. But he pretty much led the charge it gave me that he had a vendetta against Mona Scott more so than the actual fact that it was Greek organizations on a reality show. And they didn't even show their letters or any of that. So it was just interesting.
Are they that upset when those people who stand behind those letters kill young kids who are going off to college to haze them? I mean, lives have been lost trying to get letters.
You're right.
So they can kill me with that fraternity and sorority bullshit, okay?
You're right.
I mean, people have literally lost their children because their children want to be a part of the organization who they say are good for the community, good for the black man, and good for the black woman, but they have killed children.
Oh, here it is. He wrote this tweet to Mon'nique. Mon'nique, the fact that you are even asking the question about what have I done to fight for equality and sisters shows you don't know. I don't talk about it. I do it. Have done it my whole career. I don't need to talk. I put in the work. Because Mon'nique tweeted, Brother Roland, please listen. We getting ready to do press. I appreciate your fight. However, where is your fight for equality when it comes to sisters? Let's talk, brother. So he got in his feelings about that tweet. So when Jawn tweeted out his link, he said he was all happy about it. And he was like, oh, Jawn just ethered Mon'nique in this Facebook Live video. And so he was tweeting the link out about the video. And then he said something else about Mon'nique. But it was just interesting that he was just so involved in the whole situation.
I think that is very, I
want to know what Jawn got this Will Packer letter though. Will. It's giving me that Will was being a little petty. Like, I'm like, did Will send out the letter? Like, if the letter was from Will to Sydney, how did Jawn get it?
I don't know Will. He only used my.
But I like Will. And I don't know. I don't know if he got. Maybe it was like his secretary or something had a copy of it or something.
And she just gave it out to Jawn.
Well, somebody did. I mean, that happens. How do you think medical information gets leaked and that type of thing? It's not the doctor sending it. It's probably somebody at a clerk or someone at.
I thought TV1 was a woman's channel. No.
TV1 is a woman's channel.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I don't get TV1. They took that off my package. And I'm not paying for it. To read her on HBCUs. Exactly. Don't even get me started.
Yeah, Roland Martin, love a TV screen. Jerry Carroll Juice.
I was really surprised that they canceled his TV1 show and then canceled Sister Circle.
He's long overdue.
But still, I was just surprised. He has every right to destroy women. He did. Wendy should have known better. Wendy is wrong a lot of times. So
absolutely.
Okay, let's talk about Wendy right now. About today. Okay, did y'all see? I'm gonna pull this video up. Look, I'm getting used to pulling videos up now. Y'all ain't gonna be able to stop me in a minute. Okay, I was looking at this video today of Wendy Williams, right? No, hopefully I can find it. Wendy Show, or is it Wendy Williams? And Wendy, you want to tell a little segue of like what it was about?
Wendy was up there imitating a girl that was a salesperson and telling her that she needed to change her voice, was it?
Well, she said her voice was squeaky. She didn't have any confidence. She was a cashier at a store, and she felt like she didn't have any ambition. So my issue was, how can you tell from you know, a chance meeting of someone in the grocery store or whatever type of store it was, that this person had no ambition because she was a cashier, like, and she was quiet. I'm just like, it's weird. Okay. I even left a comment that said, I'll read my comment after. Let me get this damn commercial out the way, and I'm gonna show you the clip. Where was it at? It was somewhere in the middle, wasn't it? Was it right here? Yeah, it was somewhere about right here. Okay, let me get this over. I'm gonna show you this clip, and then we're gonna talk about this.
Offer you a piece of advice, even though you didn't ask? She said, sure. But looking down the whole time.
Oh, they're gonna
How old are you? She said 21. I said, 21. I said, well, can I offer you a piece of advice, even though you didn't ask? She said, sure. But looking down the whole time. And she didn't say sure. I'm sorry, that's too much personality. She said, okay. I had lots of bagels, cream cheese, tomato, extra paper.
I don't think I shared the video.
Plus the oatmeal. Yeah, just very disturbing. And my point to her was, do you want to stay behind this cash register for the rest of your life? Or would you like to get out there and make something big happen for yourself? And I wonder if I should say something to her, because nobody would. I wonder if I should say something to her. I wonder how old she is. I wonder if that's natural. So finally, it was my turn to, check out. I said, young lady, how old are you? She said, 21. I said, 21. I said, well, can I offer you a piece of advice, even though you didn't ask? She said, sure. But looking down the whole time. And she didn't say sure. I'm sorry, that's too much personality. She said, okay. I had lots of bagels, cream cheese, tomato, extra paper. Plus the oatmeal. Yeah, just very disturbing. And my point to her was, do you want to stay behind this cash register for the rest of your life? Or would you like to get out there and make something big happen for yourself? Do you understand what I'm saying? When I said, your voice is so squeaky, she said, I know. It's not cute. You're 21. Not cute. I might have been wrong, but maybe I gave her a piece of advice that nobody else would have. I like your funky pants. Thank you. Good morning.
Okay. So, where do I start? My issue was, how do you know from just your momentary meeting of this young lady that she had no ambition? So I even wrote a comment and I was like, Wendy, it sounds like you base your entire perception of this young woman on the fact that she was working behind the cash register. She's 21 and you seem to be self-projecting. That young woman could have been on the perfect path of accomplishing her goals and aspirations while also earning a living at an entry-level position. Not everyone starts at the top. Believe it or not, some actually have to work those crappy positions until they get to the experience to move on to something better. The advice you thought you gave seemed like it was merely your way of making a service worker feel inadequate. Instead of judging the young lady, maybe you should have offered her a job or internship. If you're not a part of the solution, you're a part of the problem. So it just made me feel some kind of way because she noted that the girl was African American. She noted that the girl was 21. She noted that the girl was behind the cash register. She noted that the girl had a squeaky voice and, wouldn't look in the eye, didn't have any conversation or any of that. But conversational skills and all of that, social skills, all of that come with exposure and time and whatever. And maybe she's not, college material or in college, but that doesn't necessarily mean she's not getting what she needs to survive in this world or to have ambition. So it just made me feel some kind of way because it just felt really judgmental. It just felt, what do you think? I'm just talking too much.
I think that, first of all, when you're about to ask a question, give a person advice, you start with a compliment. She should have started with a compliment. You're a beautiful girl. You're a young girl. You're a beautiful girl. What are your interests or whatever? Instead of just judging her and she just started chastising her about your
You're
voice.
working behind a cash register.
You're working behind a cash register. And should have said, you know what? Here's my card. When you're in the city sometime, whenever you're available, come stop by my studio. I'm going to see what you're interested in, see if I have an opportunity for you, instead of pointing out her downfalls.
But she wasn't pointing out any of her flaws because at the end of the day, you don't know these people. Like if I was to go in Kroger tomorrow and I see somebody working behind the counter, that doesn't mean they're,
but she might
they don't have any ambition.
Like 21 years old, tired as hell because they working and going to school.
I was 21 and had about 3 jobs. So that's why I'm like, how can you say that? Anyway, it just made me feel some kind of way.
I've met people before and I was like, I just like their spirit. I've always offered them a job or another opportunity to do something. I would never just sit around like, if I see somebody in need of something, not try to offer my help if I can help them. If I can't, I was like, well, you know what? I know someone who yada, 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 and I'll see if I can give them a good word. But I'm not going to just sit there and try to pick somebody. I feel like just picking at her.
Right.
And then I dare you go on a
a platform
like
as
that
big
with
as
millions
yours and discuss it.
Surely they'd let me know she met Wendy Williams. And now she's hearing Wendy Williams imitate her voice on a platform. If she isn't shy, it's going to make her even more shy. And people are so mean.
Maybe she knew it was Wendy Williams and she was shy. Not a lot of people, are comfortable talking to what she thinks is a celebrity. Right. It was just interesting. Like she's 21. Like you act like this is a 50-year-old or whatever. Even if it was a 50-something-year-old behind, like you can't judge somebody just because they're working behind a cash register. The girl had a job.
You ever had a situation like that where a celebrity or some of the means try to talk to you or try to tell you something?
No, not like that. No. What about you?
No, I've never had anyone. In the nursing field, I've always had patients or patient families always thinking that I was a CNA. And so once they're like, oh, your nurse, they'll always change their tone or change their mood, how they would speak to me or whatever. So it was always come from that. And then one time a doctor tried to talk down to me and I had to pump your damn words. Yes, a doctor. Like, I don't care who you are. You ever speak to me that way? Or people always start a conversation, sometimes with different, I know this off topic, just talking down to you with the younger. In your younger years, people try to talk down to you or stuff like that. No. I may be young, but I'm still a person.
I would agree with that.
The people can't just shut up sometimes.
That is true.
I think Wendy was out of line. She definitely shouldn't have talked about her on that platform.
Yeah. It just made me feel some kind of way when I saw it.
But that's a form of cyberbullying.
You think so?
Absolutely. She said they imitated this girl's voice in her career path on the internet.
It did.
That is a form of cyberbullying.
Somebody said Wendy started off being a dope fan. Y'all no holds barred. Yeah. And then somebody else said that she should have what was it? She should have said something to her to the woman that her husband was with or something.
Well, people can always see what goes on somebody else's house and not their own.
Yeah. So anyway. I guess I've given y'all enough spoilers for now. I guess I'm going to go to bed now. It's 1:15. It's time for you to go, Josh.
Yeah, I gotta go to work.
You gotta go to work. You gotta go to after hours tonight. Oh, okay. That's what club owners do. I'll be watching you from the window, honey. Somebody should advise her on her marriage. It's too much. It's just too much. Is anybody surprised about Simone, Dr. Simone, and Cecil Whitmore? Are y'all surprised about that? Anyone? Hands. I'm not.
Probably. No, I'm definitely not.
Her husband's sleeping around. You talking about what you call it, Wendy? All right, you guys. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight and smoking hookah and drinking Coca-Cola and stuff. And hopefully I can keep this video up and YouTube won't like penalize me for playing Future in the background.
Right.
You're 26 and you're trying to be a deckhand.
Oh, that would be fun.
It. Yeah.
Like, y'all so like that would be fun.
Yeah. Wendy you love Wendy, can't decide what's best for you. I think you should do what makes you happy. Like at the end of the day, you got to start somewhere. So the most important thing to do is to start. Man, I was so all over the place when I was a young buck, a youngster. I wanted to be a veterinary assistant. I wanted to be that's why I love dogs, by the way. I wanted to be a psychiatrist. I was studying psychology at Georgia State for a while. Then I wanted to be a lawyer. Changed my my major to criminal justice. And then I got married because I felt like, maybe that would be best. Like it'd be easier to do this with somebody than alone, honey, because I was on my own at 18. So that's why when I see people talking about someone at 21 not finding their way, I'm like, girl, like sometimes it takes a while. Like everyone doesn't know. Everyone doesn't have like their steps written in stone. Like
I just wanted to be rich.
I want to be rich too. I still want to be rich.
That's all I wanted to do was be rich. But hell, I went to nursing because it was the easiest thing to do. And I was like, okay, I'll do this until I figure it out.
Yeah, don't compare yourself to anyone else, spicy homegirl. Because trust me, like their parents may have gave them their house, but they gotta keep it or whatever. Like it doesn't even matter how they got it or what they gotta do to keep it. You just need to worry about you and what you need to do because everybody has their struggles. It may look good on the outside, but trust me, everybody has their struggles. I love you too, spicy homegirl. But anyway, I will let y'all go, and we will come back on another day.
I think tomorrow we're gonna talk about relationships. Because the housewife, that'd be a good segue.
Oh, and that could be cute. I can wear my new Fashion Nova outfit.
I'm out of here. That's my oh my God.
All right, you guys. See y'all later. Go read straight from the A. I don't even know what I wrote, but yeah, go read straight from the A. I wrote a few posts the other day. I will see you. Thank you, spicy homegirl. We'll be back. And I appreciate you for subscribing. See y'all. Bye, squad. Bye, Josh.
Bye, y'all.
Oh, shit. How I stop the thing? You did what?